Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I will be reviewing the new Nars Soft Matte Complete Foundation. Also I'll be announcing the winner of my giveaway that I posted last week. So if you're interested to see the review and find out for yourself if this foundation is a bit of you, then stay tuned. And also if you want to see if you won the giveaway, stay tuned. So Nars for me have been one of my favourite brands like ever when it comes to makeup. Their makeup is always like everything I want, and I am such a huge user of Nars. Like every video I've done, I think I've mentioned at least one Nars product. When I saw that they launched a new base product, I was so excited because I love their skin tint. I love all their like bronzers and stuff, so I couldn't wait to try this. So these are the Soft Matte Complete Foundations. I got these 3 shades that Nars kindly gifted to me, and they're all medium shades, but there's medium 1, medium 2 and 3.5 as well. I don't actually know which shade I'm going to be, so I'll be testing them out like here on my skin just to see for reference. I haven't used these. This is literally like a first impression. So my undertone is warm. I do have like an olive kind of undertone. So like cool tones and stuff don't work for me. So I'm just going on the website and see what the undertones for all of these are. So medium 1, which is Punjab, is a yellow undertone. Santa Fe, which is medium 2, is a neutrals undertone. VANUATU, I think that's how you pronounce it, is a medium dark with neutrals undertone. So this one I think might be a bit too dark, just from like reference of the image that they provided. So I'm just gonna go in with the Punjab one, because I do have Santa Fe in the Radiant foundation. It is a bit light for me, I know that already, but I'll swatch it just so you guys can see. So this is the Santa Fe one. You can see it's a bit too light for me. Next we've got Punjab, which is the one I think will be my skin shade. You can see how pink that is compared to this. And then we've got the medium dark shade, which looks kind of similar to this one. It's between these two, definitely not this one. This one's too pink. I think, to be fair, this one looks the closest to my skin tone. So I think I might go in with this one. If it's too dark, I'll just mix it with this one. They also came out with these Soft Matte Complete Concealers. I'm not gonna try and do anything crazy. I know the shade Custard is the closest one to my shade, and it's the shade I use all the time. So I'm just gonna go in with this one. I'm just gonna try out the formula and see what that's like as well. The only thing I've done to my skin is use the moisturizer. It's a gel one. It's not anything crazy, just so my skin doesn't look crusty. So yeah, nothing like a primer or anything was used, so it's gonna be completely what the foundation's gonna look like on my skin. So I'm gonna go in with the medium 3.5 one. I'm gonna use a small amount because I don't know how strong it is or like how much coverage there is. You can see that I've got this massive red pimple. We'll see if that covers that up, and it does. Now if you know me, you know that I don't really like matte foundations because I feel like my skin can be very drying, and so having a matte foundation doesn't always look the best. But first impressions on this one, it feels very velvety. It doesn't feel drying. It's like a nice comfortable feeling on the skin. I do have to say that this like, what is this called, like the tip or where it comes out of is really messy, and it's like exploding everywhere. So maybe a pump would have been good. I can slightly feel it start to dry down, so I'm moving quicker because I don't want it to set and look patchy. So I'm just checking the website for some details on the foundation. It says it's a full coverage, natural looking matte foundation that resists shifting shades throughout the day due to oxidization and features comfortable 16-hour wear. Now the statement of full coverage but natural, like I feel like those two don't go together because I've never really found a full coverage like cakey, like slapped on foundation that also still looks natural. But we'll see what this one's saying. Some other details, it is medium to full coverage, so you can build upon it. This shouldn't be a problem. All of this highlight and stuff is just from my skin. There's no like added, I don't know, is it oily? It's not oily, it's just like the finish of the foundation. So that's good because I like a foundation that still peeks through some kind of, you know, skin. Oh, okay, so the next statement is actually going against what I just said. It says shine proof. Maybe my skincare routine is just too fire and it can't resist The foundation is actually making some very bold statements. It's saying it's transfer proof, humidity proof, sweat proof, protects against pollution and blue light. Like, it's saying it's literally going to stop everything coming through your skin. This is my foundation base done. First impressions is that, as I said, the natural like glow from my skin is still peeking through. It's very full coverage still, like everything is covered. None of my redness on my cheeks is coming through. My pores look fine. They don't look like they're screaming for help. I think with maybe a primer you can get rid of some of that texture on my cheeks. One thing I am noticing though, I do get quite dry around the areas around my eye. And if you can see, like, it started to patch up and like look weird around my eye. Excuse the monobrow. But I don't know if you can see that it's starting to do that thing that foundations do when they're quite drying. Don't know if that's just my skin because it's really dry around there, or if that's the foundation. I can't see it anywhere else on my skin, so maybe it's just my eyes. For a full coverage foundation, it is very comfortable. Like, I don't feel like that urge that my pores need to be washed immediately that I usually get, which is why I don't wear them. And for a matte finish as well, it's not as matte as I thought it would be, which is amazing because I don't like matte finishes. Now to try out the soft matte concealer, I'm going to use the shade Custard because it's the shade I use all the time, so I know like what it's supposed to look like. I think it's got quite a lot of product. I don't know if it's the illusion of the glass, but from here it looks like it's got quite a bit. I'm going to take a small amount of product. Now it's not very creamy, it seems very stiff, like it seems very sturdy, if you know what I mean. I'm going to bring you guys in so you can see right under my eyes. So I've let the concealer sit for a bit. It's starting to look more like skin the longer it sits there. As you can see, like, it's diffusing into the base. Like, I haven't blended it at all. Like, this is the first time I'm touching it since I placed it. So like, it's super blendable. Like, it's crazy how soft this looks. Like, there's not any crazy like brushing going on here. So this eye I have got the concealer on, and this one I don't. This one, obviously you can see that there's makeup on there because of how bright it is, and also it's not the shade of the base, so it's of course going to look much brighter under. But I don't know, like, I feel like it did brighten up this little, like, do you see this like hollow bit? I feel like it did brighten that up. Like, when I move, it kind of disappears, whereas here it still stays, if that makes sense. Like, when you're talking to people, I guess that bit can be a place where you need to conceal, and this did that pretty well. Again, it still looks like skin, which I love. It doesn't look cakey at all. Usually some concealers that are full coverage really dry down and make your eyes look really old and like they've aged, you know? I can see that right under here where it usually creases, that it might crease, but I think with a good setting powder that would soon go away. My under eyes creasing is also not something I'm really concerned about. I look more for concealing the redness and like any darkness around my eyes more than how it looks when it's creased or not, you know what I mean? I think, to be fair, this concealer is actually really good. I think I would definitely use this, like, even on a daily basis. Maybe not as much, but just a small amount, just to even it all out. Like, honestly, as well, you need the smallest amount. You can see that here, I barely even touched the pan. Like, look, like, this is gonna last a long time, let me tell you that. So I'm excited about this concealer, to be fair. Like, I've never found a concealer that is full coverage and I'm like blown away. If you saw my concealer video, there was not one full coverage concealer because they're usually a no-go for me. But this one, I can genuinely see myself using it. It's just so easy to blend. I'm not even using the correct brush to blend. This is for placement, and like, it's still working with it. It's still doing its thing. So this is pretty much the base done, both foundation and concealer. You can see the finish. It's only been a few minutes since I've applied both. And this is what it looks like. When it's saying it's non-transferring, sweat proof, heat proof, everything proof, I'll leave some text whilst I'm editing. I'll leave this on all day and I'll write over this video like what my final thoughts on that is, because I'm gonna wear this all day and see how that is. Also in London, so I'm definitely gonna be sweating. There's definitely pollution, so we can see what that will look like at the end of the day. So my final verdict on this foundation is that it is probably the most natural full coverage foundation I've ever found or used. It's definitely a bit too 2D for me. Like, it's definitely like a plain canvas type of foundation. Of course it's full coverage, so it's bound to do that. But I will use this on like a going out day or a night out or something like that. Having tried the Radiant Finish and stuff and all their other foundations, I preferred this one over the Radiant Finish because that one is a bit too oily. I don't use it for that reason. Like, my skin looks like I've dunked my head in oil after a long day. So hopefully this one doesn't do that. If you're looking for more lightweight, I'd say the Skin Tint, which is my all-time favorite as well. But yeah, this one I'm definitely gonna use. I think out of 10 maybe so far, it's about a 7 or 8. Like, there's not much that I don't like or anything apart from this bit around my eye, but I don't know if that's just me or the product. So it was my first time trying this concealer. I don't think it's a new product, but this concealer, I know I could see it becoming a part of my collection and routine and everything. Just how like beautiful it looks, natural but still doing everything you want a concealer to do when like you're going all out. So I'm really excited about this one. If you're looking for a natural concealer, I never thought I'd say this, a natural full coverage concealer, then I think this one is a very, very good choice. With makeup, you can always usually tell how the product is going to be, and I can tell that this one's going to be a good one, but we'll see by the end of the day as well. Now, before you go, I'm just going to announce the winner of the giveaway I did last week, the Drunk Elephant, the Biosense, all of those products there. The winner is Emily Clarkson. Congratulations. I will message you or message me if you can, and we can organize you getting your products. I'm so excited for you to try them out. They're honestly my favorite, and let me know how you get on with them as well. I always like knowing how people get on with the products I love, just to see if it's just like me or if everyone sees it, you know. So yeah, I hope you enjoy these gifts. Don't worry guys, if you haven't won this time, I have quite a few more to come still that I think are also just as good, so don't feel too disheartened. I hope you all stay safe, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.